Dintshang with DStv, and I'm your host, Lorato Orapeleng, aka Losto to the Mosto, aka N&M Productions. And today we're gonna be bringing you everything that is DStv as usual. But today we're gonna be taking it to the next level. Today we'll be joined by Millie MK, football coach at the Vultures Football Club in Gauteng. Also joining us is K to the U to the X, Mr. Cooks himself, a local musician who's an absolute soccer fanatic and will tell us what to see on DStv SuperSport. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow me this way. Today, DStv is not just giving you the games, it's giving you an exclusive into knowing exactly what the world of football is about. We're going to be talking all the terms, techniques, all the soccer styles, and of course we have none other than two gentlemen who are going to be giving us exactly what football lingo is about and what they're looking forward to in this current season that we're in. Gentlemen, welcome to DStv Dintshang.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
How are you today?
I'm so good.
You excited?
Nice. Yeah, football.
That's your thing. So let's get into it. What is football? Let's talk for the typical person who just wants to say, okay, football
only the greatest contact sport to ever be invented.
Yeah.
That's how I'll define it. But it's just a beautiful sport, mostly male dominated, but the ladies are coming strong this year, especially since the last World Cup. It got a good run for the ladies as well. So yeah, the fall season is basically the one we're in now. It starts in about around August, September, and it leads up to the winter around December, where it starts snowing and stuff. Then they go on a mini break. Then it's the spring season. So
currently, you mentioned that we're currently in the fall season. Let's talk about that. I mean, the games to look out for on DStv. We have all the sport games, live action ready to give to the people who love football.
Yeah. So currently, myself, I'm a Manchester United fan. So
Man United, go!
GGMU all the way. But things are not looking so good. We are going through a rebuilding season, so a lot of things are not going as great as they could. But it's a pretty interesting season. Teams that were good last year are suffering this year, and teams that were suffering for the last 10 years, Arsenal, is now doing very well. So it's kind of tricky. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
And then as for you, Millie, what are you currently enjoying? What are you currently watching, especially with DStv? Are they delivering every sport game that you want to see?
Yeah, when you look at the three leagues, these are the three major leagues in Europe.
Yeah.
You look at La Liga, you go to Serie A, and even the Premier League. So it's about 8 games played now, but you can't really say the team that is leading the log is going to win the league. It's the beginning of the season, and some teams will catch up with the momentum, and we see who are the real title contenders, not pretenders.
Absolutely. I mean, and when we talk about football, I mean, there's different platforms for DStv where we can watch them. Where do you watch your games from time to time?
I watch my games on the decoder at home. Really, that's where I like to relax, just so I can choose through the channels, because there are usually many games on at once. But sometimes I'm not home, and I just use my DStv app, because, you know, especially during this fall season, around November, December, we'll be at our home villages and stuff. I'll be in Moshopa. So my grandmother, unfortunately, doesn't subscribe. So that's when I jump onto the DStv app and just watch it on my phone. Okay, and what about you, Millie?
DStv app all the way, because I'm always around, traveling, even to games, other games I'm engaged. So at some point, I keep on making sure that my Wi-Fi is on. I watch games on DStv app.
Okay.
But when I'm home, obviously I watch on television, on the decoder.
And then let's talk about you as an individual. What was the first soccer game you've ever watched on DStv? Your first experience to say, oh my word, I am gonna love this sport.
The actual first game I saw was we were losing 5-0 to Chelsea.
That was your first
on DStv. But it was at a friend's house. They already had DStv at the time, so I used to have to visit my friends, cousins.
How long ago was that?
This was like the season 98, 99, if not 99, 2000.
Okay, that's a long time ago.
It really is.
And what about you, Millie?
Late 90s, I used to watch the South African Premier League. I watched Orlando Pirates, and even international game. We didn't have a television at home, but I would go to people's places, those who had TV, and watch. But mostly I would go for international games. Like if South Africa is playing, it's Olympic Games,
Yes.
I'll make sure I go there so I see international players.
And then DStv offers, all these football games in different packages. How would you rate their lineup and as well as the packages themselves and in terms of the football games they provide?
It's very convenient because there's not usually a clash, but there's a channel for every league you want to watch. You click 223, you can watch your English Premier League football. 224, you watch the South African one. 225, La Liga. 226 and 7 has got a Serie A. So it's very unique. It's like local Europe when they make their time schedules. When you notice the La Liga games, the Spanish games are later in the evening. And at England, they start at lunchtime kickoff. So you can start lunchtime watching English Premier League football. By the time you're watching Spanish football or Italian, and in beautiful succession. For me, it works wonderfully.
When you look at the last season, the 2021-22 season, how it ended, it went down to wire about in the last day. So it kept us watching. So it's not like there are 10 games remaining and you already know who is the winner of the league.
Yeah.
Some of the leagues, like if you can talk about the La Liga, it was done and dusted with 7 games remaining. We know Real Madrid won the league.
The German league as well.
In the German league as well, always know Bayern always win the league. But with the English one, we saw. I think we saw it back in 2012 when the City, the Aguero moment there.
Right on the last day.
Right, last second, last minute, and that was the end of the league. And that's why that's why we pay DStv. We pay to watch all these exciting games.
Yeah.
And DStv is always conveniently available for all the leagues.
All of them.
So from all of these leagues, every other time when you get to watch them, you did mention the fact that the times never clash.
Yeah,
so
well,
something
not
like,
never, just rarely ever. It's just aligned very beautifully because, like I said, the English Premier League it starts earlier than most of them. Then Botswana in mid evening towards late night. So I don't know if it's just the time difference because Spain, Italy, England.
Oh yes,
yes,
absolutely.
But it's just always seamless for me.
Okay,
yeah.
And then let's talk about soccer terms. I mean, the only thing I know is free kick, penalties.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 words I literally am very familiar with.
For me, everyone who says soccer already just tells me they don't know much about the sport.
Okay,
it's football.
I mean, what's the difference between soccer and football?
It's because Americans call it soccer. That's literally it.
Same difference, though.
It's football. Like if you have FIFA, it's the Football International Federation Association. Football has FIFA. So can we just stop doing the whole soccer thing? I wouldn't expect this gentleman to still call it soccer, would you?
I would do for newbies so that they understand. Because when I say football, if they watch American football, they'll start now to say, what is football? Even when you try to search and say football to bring you American football as well, and then the football we know that we are talking about right now. But you're talking about the terms in football that we always see. You're talking about the free kick,
the penalty.
There's a whole craze about high pressing football. There's VAR. You know what that means?
I'm here to learn.
Video assistant referee. Basically, when there's an infringement in the game and the referee didn't see it in real time, should this be a penalty? Like they just review
those replays that you normally see, which are zoomed in.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it kind of helps, but it kind of saps away the excitement. Back then we could read or you benefited from a mistake. Now there's really none of that. To some extent it helps because they just when they just get away with it. That was almost a career-ending tackle. So now we can go back and give that guy a red card.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now when you actually look at the football terms, you hear people talk about professional fouls, and somebody will asking you, what is a professional foul? I have to explain to you right now. It's a foul that denies a striker a goal scoring opportunity. Somebody's thrown goal and a defender fouls him. That's a professional foul, and most of the time it's a red card.
We recently hosted the Multi-Choice Showcase, and I think the most interesting thing from it was we had a moment from 2010, the World Cup, when Chabalala had just shot a goal for the South African team.
The first goal.
For the FIFA World Cup.
Yes.
Hosted in South Africa.
In Africa.
How magical was that?
For me, that was even more magical because at the time I was schooling in South Africa.
Yeah.
So there was a whole World Cup buzz from 100 days left, 50 days left, 10 days left. Like they had a countdown every day. So by the time game it's in, we were already losing our minds. So when he scored, we all stood up as Africans. I would like to think, you know what I'm saying? It's not just people in South Africa.
Yeah.
So it was so nice to be immersed in the culture. Because I'm sure in Doha right now it's amazing. Because say less than 50 days and they're going
countdown
crazy.
is just
Countdown, yeah. So yeah, I was really happy when Chabela scored that goal. Happy they did that whole iconic celebration.
Yes.
Yeah, it was nice.
I think that's the most beautiful part for me with football. The dancing on the stadium, the ambience.
Exactly. And every player has their own celebration. So it's always like dope to find out how to celebrate. And you know that the iconic celebrations that we all know. Yeah, Cristiano.
The stew one.
But some other guys, I know some guy called Antonio Mikel Wago West Ham. That guy changes his celebrations all the time. So you can never know what he's gonna do. So how because they're usually silly.
And I love how your faces light up when you speak about football.
Yeah.
And you're speaking about the dance moves or the type of sort of celebrations each player has. What sort of techniques can we also look out for? What kind of what soccer football techniques are available for people? I'm sorry, I'm a newbie. Listen, football. Let's get into the game. Yeah.
The most important ones that we always hear when you start maybe learn about the soccer techniques. You look at the most popular one, the Cruyff 10. Cruyff is a player, he's a popular player.
Johan Cruyff.
Johan Cruyff. He's late now, of course, he's succumbed to cancer. He played for Barcelona, and that 10 was named after him. Yeah. If we had the field here, you could be demonstrating this Cruyff 10.
There's an iconic chop. Cristiano. Then there's the Anthony Dos Santos turn where he holds the ball, almost does a whole 360 at 10. Recently now, there's a Modric pass. So the last year's Champions League semi-final, this Croatian player called Luka Modric, the most beautiful pass outside footing one. Perfect moloton last striker. So like it's very difficult to achieve it, hey? Only a few players. I don't know how to explain it to you. Nobody just passes like that. Maestro midfield.
So like when you are there, I kick the ball with
this is very interesting.
It really is.
It has to go that side to beat maybe the defender, and then it reaches you.
Ideally, in a position like that, you would have to be left-footed to cross to a striker or a bend towards them like this. But he improvised Abadis at the outside of his right, so that it does the same motion, but with his right foot.
Okay.
So it was beautiful in real time. It's practicing like this, the Champions League semi-final. The whole world is watching.
This is very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, get into the comment section. Tell us what is your favorite soccer technique, your favorite football star, and how exactly they get you into the game. But that's it from me, Lorato Orapeleng, aka Los to do the most, aka today I'm officially a football girl. See you in the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and it's a goodbye from us right here on Dintshang with DStv.